I can. I met Rita about 6-7 years ago at Dr. Morse's school for regenerative detoxification, and really grateful for her. I've loved meeting her then, and just been even more blessed to get to know her more over the last couple of years with this business. It's really beautiful to see her evolution and her heart and what she shares and all her knowledge. And we're in for a real treat to listen and learn from her today. I'm just inspired by you all the time, Rita, and I'm really grateful to be part of your team and for you to share your knowledge and your expertise in this. And it's, beautiful to see your evolution and success. So thank you for all you do for everyone, and I'm excited to learn from you here today.
Thank you so much, Carrie. You're such a big part of that success and blessing. And really, that is my favorite part of this work, is getting to partner with so many inspiring, amazing people. So thank you, Carrie. You definitely inspire me every single day. Yay, it's so good to see everyone's faces. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks, everybody. So I just wanted to start out and open it up speaking to our Diamond Dash. And so go ahead and put a 1 in the comments if you know what that is, or if you're running for a diamond already. Yes, we got a lot of 1s. So I know a lot of us are visual. I am definitely visual. So I'm going to show you what that is. Okay. Can you guys see that? Hang on one sec.
I heard it say stop. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Okay, so we have those. Thanks, Carrie. And with the UBT, that's just really getting into that rhythm of 3. And so I like to get a UBT buddy, because then you have somebody that you're running with, and it can be really, really fun, just getting into that rhythm of 3. And that rhythm of 3 is if you share 3 transformations in 1 week, between Saturday morning and Friday evening, you get an additional $500 bonus points if each person is on a smart order. And really, it's just a win-win-win, because your customers are going to get the most value and the most benefit if they are on a smart order. And I really do try and work every single person through a 90-day program, because that's when people are transforming the most. And that's definitely when I had my biggest transformation, was at that 90 days. So I try and work with each of my customers and clients to get them on a 90-day plan of, like, first we're going to start with this, next we're going to move into this, and really kind of work on their goals, their health goals, strategically with them. And usually I'll add in, like be energetic for adrenal support if that's what they're needing, or the zinc aid for some immune support. And then the next month, if they're really working on like hair, skin, and nails, you can add that in. So really work with your mentor on those 3-way connect calls, so you can figure out the best fit per person. And I love to do that just by asking questions. You'll learn so much by asking questions. So that's that UBT, the best way we can really support people. And if you do 2 of those UBTs in a month, which is really my goal, is to get at least 2 of those a month. And then that's going to put you all the way up to director points. And then if you help one other person to do that, you're at executive points, and that includes your widen your reach points, which is the next step here. So widen your reach, we know that is for our fast start window, people in their first 3 months of their business. And again, I love widen your reach, because you're just sharing your story, you're sharing your process, you're sharing what you're excited about, you're sharing what you're learning, how you're doing, the whole process of it. Oh, I wasn't sleeping good. Oh, I am sleeping good, or whatever. So I'm still doing all of my widen your reach, because that has helped me to grow my business so much. So really lean into that widen your reach, whether you're in your fast start window or not. And I've been having everyone that is new tag me and Superfood Social in their widen your reach videos. So go ahead and just tag your upline and your mentor and your sponsor to in those videos so they can support you and they can cheer you on and they can give you feedback. But really, we are just sharing our story. And that's it, because sharing your story builds community. And then we're able to help so many more people by sharing your story and your process. So those are things that we should be doing every day anyways. I try and get into my stories every single day just to share what's on my mind. So between those two things, you can already build up to Fast Start Director and Fast Start Executive quite quickly, especially if you're not just doing it alone, but you're doing it with somebody else or with a couple people on your team and you're doing it together. And then we have the customer referrals, the widen your reach customer referrals. And this is so brilliant because what a better way to grow your business than happy customers who are really enjoying their transformation already. So just reaching out, continuing to build those customer relationships. And if they're having an amazing experience, just ask them, would you be willing to share on social media a bit of your journey and tag me in it? And so everything is right there under widen your reach customer referrals to get all of the details. But that's a great way because they're sharing it with their community, who then, someone in their community might really be looking for these solutions, either in the health or the business or both. So, and then we have our 60 days of stories. Can you guys see this? These are amazing. So these are just simple examples so that you don't have to take time creating all of this. You can just start to build engagement in your community. And there's a bunch of different topics. I love this one. This is, supporting the climate, supporting the earth. This is working with reducing plastic. These are some transformation results. These are awesome that the company has put this together for us. So you can go through and start to pick out things that create engagement. And these are amazing. So I'm so grateful for these. And then once you have that engagement, you can really get into conversation and figure out what other people's goals are and see how we can be of service and help them. So this creates that curiosity to open up these conversations. Awesome. So that's what I really wanted to just open up and cover on the Diamond Dash. It's such an amazing opportunity. And if it were me, I would have it be my number one goal is getting to Diamond if you're not already at Diamond. And getting there, I would be working to get myself there as quickly as possible because that's when everything opens up in this business. And then if you're already Diamond, really working towards that next level. So make sure to get with your mentor and sponsor so that you can come up with a map of how to get there. Because once you start to break it down, you start to see how achievable it is. And it's just 1, 2, 3. And when you can really see it, you can create it. And I know for me, in my Diamond run, I was not even sure I could do it, but I made the decision and I was like, I'm going to. And from there, so much magic happened and opened up. So there's something huge about making the decision and the commitment, especially publicly. So I am going to put a link right here. And anyone that has not already made their declaration, it's going to be in the chat. So go ahead, sign up, declare to the company what your goals are, because that's such a powerful step. Awesome. And now if anyone has any questions on that, please connect in. I'm super excited about this and to support so many people. Just go ahead and drop a 2 in the comments if you're excited about this Diamond Dash, or if you're running towards a goal, or if you're helping others as well run towards a goal. And those people that are dropping a 2, you can all really get together in accountability, right? Because this is so much better in community. Awesome. So I wanted to open up the floor to hear other voices, and I wanted to start with Jen. We just finished up a mini marathon, which was such a great launch into this month, creating so much momentum. And I know for myself, mini marathons have been pure magic in my own business, and that's literally how I was able to double rank from green diamond to black diamond. And so I want to open the floor to hear what people learned about themselves and about their business through the process of the mini marathon that we just had. So Jen, are you around?
I am here.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you, Rita. That was amazing. I didn't even know that 60 days of stories was there. So love these calls that we get to learn new things and help each other in our businesses. But yeah, I did the marathon. Many of you know, but I own a very busy wedding planning company. So in the summer, it kicked my butt and I had to kind of take a back seat to the business. But I literally was like, I've been declaring blue since like, I don't even know, April, May. And I just was coming short because I was just like not in the headspace for it. But this month I'm like, I am going blue. I don't care what it takes. It's happening. I'm like, I'm doing all the things. Whatever Pirium says they're going to do, I'm doing all of it. I'm doing all the things. Jumped in, and I have seen such a huge, I mean, I'm like consistently 5,000 points in the green since I started September. So it is, it's a headspace, but it's also like just, it's a declaring, it's like working your business daily. And the mini marathon really catapulted that. So I was already going to be contacting people, but what I did was Rita had this amazing, I'm sure she's shared this before, but she uses Asana, and I got on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I use ClickUp for my other business. Why am I not using that for Purium? So I started getting really organized because I had like 5 different notebooks, and then I would have something on my phone and I was just losing track of people. So I really started honing in on learning how I can create the easiest and quickest way of tracking people's information and how and where I'm finding these people from. So like I would put their name, and then I would put MM and the date, mini marathon and the date, and then where I found them from, grocery store, like ID, whatever, so that it would like ping me so that if I need to follow up, okay, her name is in IG, this person's in Facebook, this person's in my cell phone under this name, like whatever it is. So that's what I learned during the mini marathon. And like today I had 3 business calls, connect calls. I have lots and lots of conversations going on because a lot of them were new people. So I'm not just jumping in like, join my team. I'm just trickling in with them like, how are you? We haven't talked in like 8 years. Just really cultivating those relationships. So a lot of them haven't converted, but some have to people that are ready to be, you know, a customer. But most of the stuff I'm dropping in with people is business related. So I don't even talk about health. I just ask how they're doing and talking through things. Yeah, organization is amazing. So if you guys need an organization, you can look at Asana, ClickUp. I drag people through the funnel. I just drag and drop their name through the funnel until they're my clients. A lot of them are in follow-up, and then I just click a due date. I'm going to follow up in a month. I'm going to follow up in 2 weeks. I'm going to follow up in 2 days. So it really has transformed the way I do business. And Carrie's not going to talk, I don't think today, but Carrie's my direct upline, and she did it as well. And so she hit UBT, and my girls who did it below me, I don't know if they're talking, but 2 of my direct hit UBT, and 1 is going to go for a double UBT this week. So it is really transforming my business up and below. So it's amazing. Contact those 40 people. It's awesome.
Yes, Jen, that's so inspiring. And how does it feel to be in that momentum? Because I know you were just coming from your busiest season and now you're like jumping straight back into momentum. How does that feel?
Oh my gosh, so amazing. I mean, I see so much possibility here, and it's like this synergistic, like, we're all collectively moving towards this goal and this passion and this movement. And I've been having lots of conversations with people. When you're saying things over and over and people are like agreeing with you, it's just this like, yay, it's happening. Like everyone's excited. They're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea about the soil health and I have to change the school districts and let's get on this mission. like people are just like really want to help. Just even outside of Purium, right? We're on this mission to really go green and to help the earth and to really treat ourselves well. And, you know, we need to take care of us so that we can take care of our families and everything else. So I think people just really want something to believe in and to promote. And when we're talking on social media about positive things and not negative things, I think people are taking note, because right now it's doom and gloom like on social media everywhere else. So I think people are just like, thank you for being positive. Let's talk about things that are happy and exciting and like the good things that are coming and what we're doing about it and collectively linking arms together. So I think it's been September it feels almost like a new year. It's like it just feels very new and it feels great. Yeah, love it.
Thank you, Jen. I love it. Yeah, it's so exciting once you get to connect person to person via the phone versus the screen texting. So yes, so many gems there. I hope everybody's taking notes. But getting organized is huge. And Christiane, are you on the phone or are you online today? Thanks, Jen.
Hi, I'm here. Good afternoon, morning, good evening to some of you. I'm Christiane, and I started with Purium in April for the second time, after like almost a 2-year lull. The first time I partnered, I never sold one thing, but I enjoyed the product so much. And so after having this little guy, and I decided after months of like thinking about it, finally I like had a good night at work and was just like, all right, I'm doing it. And so I was working full time and breastfeeding my baby, a single mom, like I have a 5-year-old daughter too. So just like hands full. And I, even though I like went through the transformation, I was feeling better and like I sold a few ULTs, like 4 total. I got really sick and I got sick for like a week and a half. My baby and I both did. And then we were better. And a week and a half later, I was bedridden, like straight up super sick. I never got tested. We're assuming it's COVID, but even though I wasn't getting like I was taking care of myself nutritionally, I wasn't getting the sleep or like the emotional the care that I needed. And so I ended up deciding not to go back to work and sinking into Purium. And so when I was sick, like I really hit like this like ground zero. Like I just felt like the world was ending and I didn't have any resources and like I just felt so alone. And as I like started getting out of that mindset, like I don't know, just being sick and the whole world, all the stuff going on, it just kind of got to me. And I decided like, well, I'm the only one that can change what's going on in my life. And I already have everything I need to do it. So like, let's just do it. Like quit talking about it and do it. So I was really pumped. I think last week there was a couple of people that shared about their launch calls. And so I decided to do a relaunch and Mary Beth is guiding me through that. And it's next Tuesday. And then with the mini marathon, it took me a few days to get started on it. I was like kind of writing my list I already had a long list for my launch call, but like getting actual phone numbers and like getting off social media, I was like kind of like, oh, like trudging through it. And then like I called my parents and like tested them out. I like called a couple people I've already like know what I'm doing, and like kind of just practiced on them. So that was over the weekend, and it was really uncomfortable and awkward for me. But I think it was Monday morning. Yeah, Monday morning, I woke up and I was just like, all right, it's Monday morning. We're going to do this. I started making my list, like on the actual funnel, like, worksheet. And I was like, and I'm going to do it legit. Like, I'm not, because I was like kind of writing people I was like, no, new prospects only. And I started going through my phone. And then my baby took a nap and I just started making phone calls, and like they were the most enriching conversations I've had in a long time. They were people, like they were already people that I just needed to talk to anyway. And like for my own social well-being, and like people that really mean a lot to me. And so like I had 3 amazing conversations that were so progressive and so helpful for me and helpful for those people. And then like the launch call was kind of just like my like easy, like comfortable, like, hey, actually I'm doing this thing with my new business, and it would really mean a lot to me if you could come, and maybe you would learn something about the business that you're interested in, but really like, just if you wouldn't mind, if I sent you a flyer, I'd love to have you. And they like the response was huge. It has been huge. Like I've called a lot more people since then, because after that first 3 people, I was just like, oh, this is what it's all about. Like this is like, I just was missing that component. And now like I'm coming up close to my launch call, and I have a lot of people that are like kind of rearing up behind me, and I've got people like I'm sending articles out. Like it just, I feel like I'm finally in the flow. And even though I haven't made a sale this week, I can feel it, the momentum building, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay in this flow. And now like, well, despite like whatever like Perion does, I really want to like set up my month. So that first week of the month, I'm doing a mini marathon, and I'm calling people, and like that way it's not a stress like, oh my gosh, all month I'm going to be just like on the phone. But like that first week, that's going to be my main priority to set myself up. So yeah, I'm feeling plugged in, I guess, or in the flow.
Yes, that's so beautiful. And like Stephanie said, you're planting your seeds, you're filling your funnel, like it's just, and I agree. I love getting on the phone and talking with people. Just so much comes through that I didn't realize in other people's lives of what they're needing, and then also how we can mutually support each other. So that's awesome that you use the mini marathon to kind of lead into your launch call. I think that's a brilliant idea, and really kick it off. And it's true. It's kind of the hardest step is just the first step in getting going. And then you start to get in this awesome momentum and rhythm. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And congrats on your success.
Thank you.
Yay. And Leila, are you around? Do you want to share some of your wins and takeaways of things that you learned on your mini marathon?
Hi, can you hear me?
Kind of.
Sorry, actually. Did you call me?
Yes, I did.
Can you hear me? Oh, is it bad? Oh shoot, I'm in the car. Okay, well,
I can.
sorry, maybe we'll try.
No, it's okay. I will call on another. We have a few other shares here, and we'll see you around a little later.
I think it's a bad connection. Maybe call on someone else and I'll move. I'm in my car.
Perfect. Awesome. Carrie Tidwell, I just wanted to hear your voice because you have such an authentic way of connecting with people and sharing your heart, and you're always in action. And I just wanted to hear what's really working for you. How are you, I just feel like every single day you're like, oh, I have somebody that's interested. Oh, I have somebody that wants to do this. So, and I know how busy you are. So how are you kind of organizing yourself and sharing?
Yeah, thanks, Rita. I'm also in the car, so just want to make sure you can hear me before I continue on.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like this fire lit under me to really share, because we have such an incredible opportunity with not only helping people with their health, but really helping people with financial abundance as well. And with everything happening in the world, it's like, what a beautiful gift to have both, because I feel like it's vital. I just got news this morning that a place I'm working at is mandating vaccines for all the employees and asking independent contractors to share their status. And I just was like, wow, it's another blessing of why I'm excited to build this, because I don't have to answer to anybody. No matter what side of the fence you're on, I feel like things should be forced. And so grateful for Purium for creating this opportunity. So I feel really inspired to share even more now after this morning. And because people really need solutions for health, and I really feel called to share what we have. We've created such an amazing community of support, and it'd be doing a disservice if I didn't share. So I'm really focusing on who can this help with their health, and who has a community that they can share this with. I don't have a huge following and a huge network, but who does that I can link arms with and share life-changing information. So yeah, I'm just coming from a place of service and heart and connection and collaboration, and leaving people voice messages, whether it becomes a brand partner or not. It's really uplifting people's day, and that makes me so happy to just, if I see someone sharing good things, I just give them a message saying, appreciating what they're doing, and a lot of times it turns into a connection and a friendship, or whether it turns into a business relationship or not, it's still putting positivity into the world, and that makes me feel good with all the stuff happening. At least I can go back to that and connect in with people who are doing good work in the world. So, and then leaning on you and Carrie and Mary Beth, just for all your support has been really helpful. That's another beautiful thing I like about this, is you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself at all. And doing this in connection and collaboration is so much better than doing things on my own.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I can relate to that so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I really just want to highlight how much Carrie is coming from a place of service. She's personally aligning with her values and her personal why and her personal mission and what lights her up. And then she's just seeing who she can be of service to by leading with curiosity and connecting in with people and asking questions. And without any attachment to the outcome, but just, can I brighten somebody's day? Can I come from a place of gratitude and service? And that is contagious. So it's really joyful and such a pleasure to work with you, Carrie. Learned so much from you, and thank you. And I totally agree about being in business for yourself, but with others. Like, that is huge. I used to be a solo entrepreneur, and it felt like molasses compared to this business of how much more of an impact you can actually create here. Yay. And Leela, it sounds like you are back online. If you want to share, if you're still in a good spot.
Thank you so much. Is it better now?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, sorry about that. Yay. Hi, thanks so much for asking me to share. This mini marathon brought up a few things. I even went live about it yesterday. which was that it was this holiday weekend. Okay, so the Jewish New Year, Jen was talking about, feels like a new year. I feel that too, because it actually is the Jewish New Year, and we had celebrations, and the kids are off of school on the weekend. So I had all the kind of hesitations, like it was an edge, like, am I going to really do this weekend? And the doubts, all the stuff that came up. And when I really just like found that inner knowing that like I need to do the thing, right? And pushed through it. It was just that feeling of pushing through is huge. And yeah, just talking about how much, more I think we gain from those situations that feel harder or challenging. And I knew it was going to be challenging, but I felt such a sense of reward and accomplishment that I actually got it done. And again, beginning of the month, new year, and what it does, this is probably, the third or fourth mini marathon that I've probably done. And I always feel the energy, because I'm putting that energy out, like so much, just reaching out, not again with no attachment. That's my big learning recently. No attachment, but lots of reaching out, and not a lot of people actually answering the phones. But what I found was like other people started reaching out to me, and that whole 90-day cycle thing that we've talked about, it was such a trip. As I'm doing this mini marathon, I had people that like I know have been reaching out, or watching me rather, and me maybe reaching out to them here and there in the past months, and all of a sudden they're calling me and messaging me during this time. So it was just that magnetism feeling of like I'm putting myself out, and my energy is vibrant, or positive, like I'm feeling good, and so I'm attracting more people to me. So I've just had a lot of phone calls and action, and yeah, people calling me. And what I find with picking up the phone, that's also been a growth edge for me, is sometimes you see someone calling and you're like, is it a good time, can I really make this call right now? And just pushing through that and going, oh, I'm answering this call, like I don't care what's going on, I'm picking this up and I'm talking to this person. So really, like, yeah, pushing through these edges has been like, I think the biggest piece, just the fact that I did it in that busy weekend, and knowing that it's possible. Even when I thought like maybe I'm not going to get through it, there were couple of moments where I was only at 20 or whatever, and going like, I'm only halfway there, am I really going to make it? But then saying, yeah, of course I got this. And then it felt really good to complete it. And there's lots of things kind of in the works right now. So just, yeah, a lot of watering seeds, and it just feels good to be, it's like forcing me to be consistent, because there's so much action. So every day I'm checking in, following up, getting on the phone, all the things. And yeah, it's feeling like a very fresh start. And for this season, it's just perfect. So thank you for listening.
Yes, I love it. Working through those edges. It's so good. I always say if there's resistance, I definitely need to lean in, because that's where the gold is. So I kind of look for the resistance now. Thank you, Leela, for sharing, and completely relate and agree. Anytime I'm in massive action, everything just starts coming out of the woodworks and people start reaching out to me. So it is like what you put out, you get back. And that was a great example. Thank you. And just have a couple more voices to hear and learn from today. Erica, are you on?
Yeah, Rita, thanks. Great Zoom here. And I have been really enjoying hearing these shares. So many of the things that were coming up for me were obviously really in the collective experience. So that's always like a good reflection that we're part of a like team consciousness here, being in growth. And really there's just so much magic in making that decision to get into momentum. It's like the key in the whole that like unlocks this greater potential and this like activated energy. And I notice it's a lot easier to stay in momentum than it is to constantly like recreate momentum. It's like keeping a fire burning. And so it's been so fun to decide I was going to do that mini marathon and continue it. Like every day prospecting in the last week has been so much more fun, because it's like, wow, my funnel is so full. I have this huge list of people that I'm excited to follow up with. And I have people hitting up my phone all the time because I did so many reach outs. So that's been really awesome. And I'm excited on one particular aspect of my prospecting, which is that I've been wanting to expand my network of who I was reaching out to. And so I was creating like this big list of people I was following on social media. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I want to reach out to them, and, you know, times 30. And it was interesting how, you know, I was like slowly commenting on their thing and creating a list and thinking about reaching out to them and starting conversations, but I wasn't really like, just like dropping a business forward conversation or question to these people. And then the mini marathon came and I was like, all right, I need to crunch some numbers here. I need to just stop overthinking anything and reach out quickly. And I realized, since these are people that are not my close friends and family, I'm like, I don't have anything to lose if they say no. I don't have to take it personally or feel bad. So I'm just going to hit out those questions really quickly. It was also really nice to use my voice. So I was picking up and calling people who were close to me, but people who I didn't know, and I don't even have their phone number. I was leaving audio messages, but there's something so special about really having my voice be heard so that my energy could be felt, especially brand new people, for me to be able to say like, hey, I've been following you. I love your energy. Totally relate with your whole message that you're sharing. And I'm just wondering if you might like to check out what I'm up to and say a little bit about that. But the quicker that I got no's, I was like, perfect. I can stop trying to think about them or try to give them energy and realize I could quickly move through my list. And there's a million more people out there. So it really helped me just like weed through and filter my list in a lot shorter time. Like these are people I've been watching for like a month. And then in one weekend, I feel like I blew through my whole list. I was like, okay, whew, cleared that energy out. I'm ready for, you know, the people that want more info, connecting with them, and just moving quickly through my thought process of who I was going to reach out to. So that was a real gift, because I was like, great, you know, especially getting into this portal of reels, like you can quickly find so many people. Like I love finding someone's, you know, brand and message and profile that I really love, and then looking at like the audios they've used on their reels, and you can find everyone else who's used those same audios. So that's been an amazing shortcut. And I was just quickly moving through people and just sending out business forward messages. And part of what was so alive for me is that it's so easy, and I feel so like full belief in talking about what we have right now, because with all the medical mandates and the job losses and the school losses, and families really struggling on so many levels, health and financial, I just see that Purium is at this point where, you know, we're saving lives by sharing about this, and the world like critically needs what we have. So I've just been like, okay, I need to get this out to as many people as I have free minutes right now. And it's just kept me like rolling through. And that feels really powerful, because it's a lot easier to do this business if you're in action than if you're not in action. So having a big list, and when someone's like, no, it's like, great, I can ask for a referral. I can move them to my no for now list, and then just keep prospecting happening and keep it alive and fresh and bringing in new people. And that's been really powerful for me, because I've been here a number of years, but I've still been like at a plateau and ready for real growth. So I'm coming from a different place now of like, I'm not spending a lot of time like trying to gain a yes from someone. I'm just moving quickly, and also just choosing to really show up in growth and know that this is what duplicates. And if I want something, I have to lead. If I want people to do this with me, I have to show them how I'm doing it. And so I'm grateful to be a part of this community where so many people are exemplifying in a really beautiful way. And that's all for today. Thanks.
Woohoo! That was so energizing and fun. Thank you. I love that. You know, just keep moving, just keep going, lead with your excitement, lead with your joy. And that reminds me, I was just listening to a podcast with Gary Vee. He's like an entrepreneur, you know, and he gives a lot of business advice. And he was coaching somebody that was starting their business, and they're like, how do I get it out there? And he's like, email 9,000 people. Like that's what it takes. And I was like, dang, my little list of 100 looks like nothing now. You know, so I love that you're just like connecting with people, and I'll share more on Reels. That's a great way to connect in. And another kind of just like quick tip on that same line, he was also mentioning, for 12 years, he put in the work of not actually getting paid, of just connecting to people on social media. So going into the comment section of a topic that he was inspired by, like an engaging conversation, and leaving something valuable in the comments. And then people would respond to his comments, or he would respond to somebody, and he would get all these follows, and he would just start building relationships. He did that for 12 years. Okay. And now he's like huge multimillionaire. He doesn't even, you know what I mean? So like, it's true. We have to put in the work and the foundation, and that reflection just made me be like, wow, this is easy. So thanks, Erica. I love your energy and enthusiasm and all of those good tips. Heather is our last share today, and then we're going to hop into some social media. Heather Sutherland, are you on?
Sorry, I was muted. I was talking.
Good to see you. Can you share a couple of your wins from your experience?
Sure. Thank you, everybody. I got so much out of that. So many things I need to incorporate, like getting more organized. I was just coming off doing nothing in August, and I needed a kick in my pants. And the mini marathon was that. And I was starting a 3-day fast that Rita was guiding me through, a 4-day fast. And I thought, I'm not going to be feeling good on this fast, so I need to get into action. So it really spurred me into action, and that action has continued. I just started to reach out to people on my chicken list that I normally wouldn't reach out to. I did not do a lot of phone calls, so I'm going to be honest there. I think I feel really challenged after hearing all of you to get on the phone. I used to always get on the phone, but now I'm getting more comfortable with the voice texting and stuff. But yeah, so the end result was I have 1 collaboration. I had 5 connect calls. I had 2 people sign up. And just things are continuing, to move, and I'm getting more comfortable when it's a no for now. So it's been good, and I want to keep doing the mini marathon.
Yay, that's awesome. Reaching out to that chicken list, and like, wow, so much momentum and movement that you have going. So congratulations to everyone that really started that process, and those of you that didn't get to dive in, like, it's not too late. You can definitely, we're going to host another mini marathon. I love doing them. So if you didn't get to participate, you didn't miss the boat. Just use this inspiration and hop in. And congratulations to everyone that really put the time and energy and effort into this, into growing your business and helping people in so many ways. I just want to hop into some social media because I love this topic, and I've had a lot of requests of some, trainings on this. So I'm going to do a little screen share, and please feel free to type any comments, takeaways from those shares. It's really helpful to kind of type it so that you can put it into action. So Sonia, we all know Sonia. She's also another Crown leader. And I just wanted to share some of her storytelling, because we are all storytellers, right? That is all this business is sharing our own stories, sharing our passions, connecting into other people's stories and other people's passions, and listening. So I just wanted to give one example of her business story. So she starts with a question, if only I had the money to do, what would I do? If only I had the time, what would I do? And it's simple. It's the same formula that we teach, which is 8 years ago, she shares what she was doing for work. So what are you doing for work? Or what did you do? She had a great income as a full-time real estate broker. That's what she loved about it. But her work-life balance was left to be desired. It was non-existent. She was on the hamster wheel. So what she didn't like about it. So what you do, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And then she speaks to how, you know, that made her feel and how this opportunity has impacted her. And I just really loved it. So I wanted to give it as an example. And then on the health side, there's one where she's speaking to glyphosate, you know, and just sends it with a call to action. So if you want to learn more about this, check out the link in my bio. So always ending, you know, with a call to action. And then she has a simple health one. So I just love these for examples and ideas, just so you can start sharing your story more, because that's the foundation of what we're doing. And so this is on the health side, how it makes her feel so good to wake up to messages from people. So she has a beautiful picture, and then she has some messages that she's getting, you know, and then she has a results picture. And so these are great, really effective ways to start sharing what you're doing on the business side and what you're doing on the health side. So I just wanted to give those examples. So you can go back, it's Sonia_Magruder, and check it out if you need inspiration. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. And I'm gonna show my phone to you because there's no way to share it otherwise. So I'm going to speak particularly to Instagram right now and share what's been really working for me. So actually we will go back up here so you can check out. Okay, so this top portion where it's your bio, you want that to reflect what is going on in your feed. So you don't want to say up here like, oh, I'm into flowers and butterflies, and then just have a bunch of car pictures or whatever, because this is your first level of creating trust, is people are going to check out what you're doing, what you're about, and then they're going to see if this is congruent with it, or they will, you know, find you through a reel, which we'll talk about, and then see, you know, if they're interested in following you. So matching this up with this is really helpful. I'll show you mine. First and foremost, I'm a creator, you know, like I'm creating and helping others to create. I'm a mentor. I'm helping people move through suffering into connection, health, and financial liberation. I'm a regenerative specialist and earth steward. So my main 3 pillars that I'm most passionate about right now are, you know, health, planetary well-being, and financial well-being, which also, you know, is speaking to mindset. So my page really reflects that. And I'm going to go in and show you how to see insights. Let's see. So on Instagram, if you have Instagram, you can pull up your page. But insights, the way that you get there is if you click those top 3 bars on your Instagram, this is going to be really tricky. Those top 3 bars in the upper right-hand corner, that's where you can set up, go to settings, and you can go to account. And I have a creator account, and that's the reason that I chose that, is it gives me unlimited access to audio, to videos. Like, it gives you way more options to have a creator account. I did not choose a business account because it will automatically connect you to a business Facebook page, which means your stories will go to a business Facebook page instead of your personal Facebook page. I get so much traction on my Facebook stories. And so I translate my Instagram stories straight onto my personal page on Facebook. And that's really where I get the most engagement on Facebook, is my stories. So the creator account allows you to not connect to that business page and just translate it over. So, and you can Google it if you have any questions, because it is really helpful to have that creator account. And the reason it's so helpful is it gives you insights. So see, I have this insights button. When I go to insights, I can see how everything is performing. It shows, this gets you into social media strategy. So I can see that my content engagement is up 55%. That's good. Like, you want your engagement lifting. I've also reached 14% more accounts, which is awesome. I'm reaching way more people. And then I can go into my total followers. Jilly, go ahead and Google, go to settings, account, switch to creator account. And so under my audience, it says my followers. I click on that. This shows me what times my community is most active. And it's a different time for all of us. So there is no like, hey, post at this time, post at that time. It's unique to you and your community. And so my community is most active at 9 a.m. and at noon and at 3 on Wednesdays. And that's pretty consistent throughout my calendar. So that's actually when I schedule to post, is during that time. And I'll have a little reminder in my Google Calendar, because if it's not scheduled, it's not real, right? So I'll have a little reminder go off, oh, post. So I have a backlog of posts all ready to go that I can just, boom, upload in that moment. And remember that social media is a two-way street. It's not just about posting. So if you're going to post something about fitness that day, make sure you're taking the 15 minutes before posting to connect to like maybe different hashtag fitness instructors, hashtag, weightlifting, like whatever it is, and start connecting to other people, like their page, put comments of valuable content on their stuff. And then you're in that algorithm, you're already starting to connect. And then it's in that same subject line of what you're about to post in. So now you've created this connection and this engagement under whatever like the topic is that you're posting in, and you're creating community around it. And then you post it. And then you follow up. So making sure at least, the 15 minutes after posting or half hour after posting, you're following up with every single comment, because people are taking time out of their day to connect with you. And so really show them love back and connect back in with them. And the other thing that you can do is like whoever is following you and liking your stuff, go to their page and give them some love, like what's going on in their life, give them some feedback, because it means a lot to people when they're following you, that you go and show that reciprocal relationship. Like it means a lot to people that you're showing up on their page too. And then something else that I always do is anytime somebody follows me, I look at their profile and I see what's inspiring about it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you for the follow. I love that you're into ABC, or wow, your page inspires me, or whoa, this is really beautiful, or wow, we're into similar things, So really connecting, starting that relationship, and just letting people know, like, I really appreciate you for following what I'm up to. And if they have, common friendships to me, I'll just be like, hey, how did we connect? How did we get to know each other? And they're like, oh, I met you through Elizabeth. I'm like, oh, Elizabeth and I are working together, so it's building this relationship as well in a way to help your team to kind of resource them back to who introduced them to you, right? So it's just like building stronger networks and community and relationships. So, oh my gosh, there's so much I want to cover on this subject. Next, I do want to get into Reels, because the reason that so many content creators like have big followings on Instagram a lot of them were early adapters, meaning they came onto the scene early. They started Instagram when it started. So right now on Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok. So they are boosting Reels way up. And so if you're sharing on Reels, you're able to expand your audience by so much. It puts you in front of people that you would never be connected to otherwise. And so the main tip on Reels is you want it to be adding value. So think about, what have you invested a lot of your time and your energy into? You know, what are you passionate about? You have something to share. You have things that you have put a lot of time and energy to learn that have been valuable to your life. And you could share that and add value to other people's lives in the same way. And I'll just give one example here. Sorry, I know we're at the top of the hour. But I go into saved. Let's see. So if you go back to those 3 bars at the top right-hand corner, you can find saved. This is where I save everything from reels that inspire me that I want to recreate to some capacity in my own way, to posts that inspire me that I want to recreate in my own way with my own language. But here's an example. I'll actually go back to screen sharing for you. Okay. So this woman is somebody that I follow who's given me a lot of value and helped me a lot. So one of her things is she's just sharing value. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Give me all your numbers so I can phone you. Give me all your numbers so I can phone you. Okay, so one thing that you'll notice is that people are always doing it on time. And I have a Reels, like I can show you how to make Reels. I have that for everybody. But she's doing it on time, and then she's giving advice for people to help grow. And then the call to action is at the end. So her call to action is go to my captions. So if you tell people to go to your captions, then they will. Otherwise, they won't. So you have to tell people what you want them to do. And then in the captions, which is here, she's giving advice that's helpful of how people can grow their business online. Okay, so she's offering value. And because she's offering value that's helpful to people, people are going to share it and people are going to save it. And so when you save something, you can also share it, save it into a specific category. When you save something, it bumps that person's post up in the algorithms. So if you really want to help somebody, save their content. And I do that with my brand partners. I'm saving their content all the time to help them get boosted. And that's why you'll see a lot of creators on Instagram, they have at the end here, like, save this for later. And you see that I do that a lot on my Instagram as well. Sorry, I know we're running over, but I'll just give you one more example. So I have this, and then I have hit save this recipe for later. That's intentional, because the more saves it gets, the more people are going to see it. And so when I'm looking on, I'll stop the share. When I am looking at my own Instagram to see how it's performing, that's where I go to the insights. I do not care how many likes I get. Likes do not matter at all. Just be yourself and have fun. If you're trying to do a post to get likes, it's going to be soul sucking. Like, this is going to not be fun. If you're doing it because you're having fun and you're sharing what is of value to you and help create value for others, it becomes really, really fun. And so I'll look onto a post, like here's a post I did, and I'll go to view insights. And this has 17 saves, you know, that's good. That means it's important to people. That means it's valuable. That means people needed it and they're saving it. It also has multiple shares. Again, I don't really look at the likes. This next one. This one is a good example because it's something that's really shareable. It's what, if you do this for 30 days, and I give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 examples, you know, your life will transform. So I'm trying to help people. And then I view insights.
Can you share your screen again, but like straight to the camera?
A lot of saves, it's valuable to people, and that also means that Instagram is going to boost it so more people will see it. It also has multiple shares. So,
Rita?
and then 11 actions were taken. I had 11 people visit my profile and multiple people click on my website, my link tree. So that is incredibly helpful because then I can see what is performing well, you know, based on what I'm creating and what I like and what I'm sharing. And then I can double down on those things that are helpful to others. And then again, if somebody's sharing it, it's going to go in their community, and then somebody in their community is going to share it, and then somebody in their community is going to share it, and it widens your reach. It gets you outside of your small network. Okay. So making content that is shareable and that adds value. I do recipes, you know, this one, I'll check out the insights. It had 18 saves and 10 shares, you know, so that's what you're looking for. Yeah, was that helpful? Good. I could keep going, but I don't want to, you know, I want to make sure we're already running over. And then thinking to your kind of specific niche of like, some of you I know have a strong background in mental health, that you have tips to share on that. You know, some of you have a background in painting. You have tips to share on that. That's going to create a lot of value for your community. Some of you have fitness tips, you know, like all of us have unique gifts and unique genius to share, or passion subjects that we're really interested in and want to learn about, and that we can share as we're learning. So the biggest takeaway here is add value, add value, add value, add value, and share your story. And rather than thinking of it being like about me, like check me out, I'm so cool. Think about, how can I help somebody today? Who can I help today? Be in service. And that's what gets a lot of shares. And that's what's going to grow your following. So do a combination of posts that are shareable and educational, and get your reels in, because those reels, literally right now, you can grow your Instagram massively because of reels, because Instagram is pushing it so high in importance in the algorithms. So again, the tips for reels that are actually going to get views and get shares, it's adding value. You know, it's either teaching something, it's inspirational, or it's, you know, it's either educational, inspirational, or entertaining. So kind of think about those things. And then you're creating, you know, and it's really, really fun. Oops. So the way that I do it is I'm just batch my work. I will send the real YouTube in here. And of course, anyone that has to hop off, go ahead. I'm going to keep this recording, but I batch my content. So I'll work on like 3 reels of just recording them. And then later I'll go back in and add the text, you know, the bubble text on the screen. And then later I'll do the write-up. Or maybe I've done the write-up for 3 things, and then I go in and take the 3 key points and make a reel out of it. But again, just adding value. And that saves me a lot of time, is to batch it like that. And then I'll have, you know, 3 reels for a week. And so the idea is just to be consistent, whether that's, 3 times a week for you or whatever that is. And then your stories are just your place to share your personal life, the way for people to get insight into you that they wouldn't see otherwise. So that's you taking your transformation stuff. That's you sharing, behind the scenes, your life and what it's like, because that's, again, building that relationship and that connection and that community. And then I really personally use my main feed to add value in education or inspiration on my passions. So thank you all. I can definitely do a follow-up on this because I have a lot more to share. But I will add those. We'll put those reels, how-tos. And again, your first one probably takes you a little bit longer. It took me long to create my first reel, but once you have it figured out, it's kind of like quick and easy. Oh, last tip. I have to share this with you. So the way that you tell if a reel is trending or not, and if it is trending, it's again going to get boosted up in the algorithms to get more views. So rather than being like, how do I know if it's trending? You go to the little reels here at the bottom center, click on it, and then you can see this. You can see the song. There's the little song. If it has 3 lines or sound like that, it's not trending. So I scroll up. It's not trending. It's not trending. It's not trending. This one has a little arrow next to it by the actual song itself. There's a little arrow, upward, sideways arrow. That means that song is trending. So I would use that in the next couple of weeks to make a reel. So that's what I do. I just scroll through, not trending, trending, and then I see if I like it. And I think of like, what educational value could I add to this? So yes, those are my final tips. And I know we got to hop off, but I hope everyone gained a lot. A, on sharing your story, B, on how to use social media to grow your business, and C, like getting really excited about these mini marathons, because it gets you into momentum, and this business is fun when you're in momentum. So thank you all so much, and we will see you next time.
That was awesome, Rita. You're